Once upon a time in ancient Japan, there was a young disciple named Kiyoshi who was eager to learn the ways of Zen. He was a diligent student practicing his meditation and studying the sutras, but he still felt that he lacked a deeper understanding of the true essence of Zen. Hearing about a wise and master named Hoshin who lived on a remote mountain, Kiyoshi decided to embark on a journey to seek the master's guidance and wisdom. After a long and arduous journey through the dense forests and steep mountain paths, Kiyoshi finally arrived at Hoshin's humble abode. The master was known to be a man of few words, but possessed immense wisdom that was highly sought after by those on a path of spiritual enlightenment. Kiyoshi respectfully bowed before the Zen master and expressed his desire to learn the meaning of Zen. The wise old master looked deeply into the young disciple's eyes and remained silent for a while, as if weighing the sincerity of his request. As Kiyoshi grew more anxious, the master finally picked up a stone and struck it against the ground. The stone produced a sharp, clear sound that echoed through the surrounding mountains. Hoshin then asked Kiyoshi, "Do you hear the sound of the stone?" The young disciple, puzzled but intrigued, replied that he did indeed hear the sound. The Zen master then asked Kiyoshi, "Now, listen to the sound of silence." Kiyoshi, determined to understand the lesson, focused his attention on the silence that followed the sound. At first, it seemed like an impossible task. His mind was filled with thoughts and distractions, but he persisted, trying to become more aware of the silence between the sounds. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Kiyoshi continued to meditate on the sound of silence under the guidance of Master Hoshin. The young disciple started to notice subtle changes within himself. His mind began to quieten and his awareness of the world around him heightened. Kiyoshi discovered that silence was not merely the absence of sound, but rather a profound presence that had the power to reveal hidden truths. One day, while meditating by the river, Kiyoshi became aware of the gentle sound of the water flowing over the rocks. He listened intently to the symphony of nature, and in the spaces between the notes, he heard the sound of silence. It was as if the entire universe was whispering its wisdom to him, and he felt a deep sense of peace. Kiyoshi continued to train with Master Hoshin, learning to embrace the power of silence in every aspect of his life. He found that when he truly listened, the silence would guide him, offering insights and clarity that he could not find elsewhere. As the years passed, Kiyoshi's reputation as a wise and compassionate teacher began to spread throughout the land. People from all walks of life came to seek his counsel and guidance. He would often share the story of his own journey to enlightenment and the power of silence that had transformed his life. One day, a wealthy merchant named Kenji arrived at Kiyoshi's doorstep, seeking help in resolving a dispute between his two sons. The brothers had grown distant and resentful towards each other due to a disagreement over the family business. Kiyoshi invited the merchant and his sons to join him in meditation by the river. As they sat in silence, the sound of the flowing water, the gentle rustling of leaves in the wind filled the air. The brothers, initially resistant to the idea of meditation, gradually began to relax and open themselves to the experience. After some time, Kiyoshi asked them to share their thoughts and feelings. To their surprise, both brothers found that the silence had given them a new perspective on the disagreement. As they listened to each other's words, they realized that their conflict was rooted in misunderstandings and unspoken expectations. Silence had allowed them to see beyond their emotions and hear the truth in each other's hearts. Kenji, witnessing the transformation in his sons, was deeply moved and grateful to Kiyoshi. He asked the wise teacher how he could repay him for his guidance. Kiyoshi simply smiled and said, "Continue to practice the power of silence and share this gift with others." The merchant and his sons returned to their village, forever changed by their encounter with Kiyoshi and the power of silence. They learned to cultivate a deeper understanding of themselves and others. Their relationships flourished as a result. As for Kiyoshi, he continued to teach and guide countless seekers on their path to spiritual enlightenment. He never tired of sharing the transformative power of silence and the profound wisdom it could reveal. Years later, as Kiyoshi lay on his deathbed, his disciples gathered around him, seeking one final lesson from the beloved master. With a weak yet peaceful smile, Kiyoshi whispered, "Listen to the sound of silence, and you will hear the wisdom of the universe." And with that, the great teacher closed his eyes and breathed his last, leaving behind a legacy of wisdom and compassion that would inspire generations to come. The story of Kiyoshi and the power of silence serves as a reminder that true wisdom and understanding can often be found in the spaces between the noise and distractions of our daily lives. By embracing the power of silence, we open ourselves to the possibility of growth, transformation, and a deeper connection to the world around us.